Hey y'all, it's Amanda and this is my Texas Zone 8 garden, and today we are on the back porch and might not look like much from this view. We're going to be cleaning out the back porch because once again it is a hot mess, and I'm going to be installing some really cool contraptions to hopefully keep the armadillos out of my garden. Okay, so I am a very messy gardener. It never fails. It's a hot mess, and I have to probably 6 times a year come out here and really clean up the back porch. But now is a really important time as well because I do need to start prepping for when we start getting cold, because I have to bring in a lot of my terracotta pots under this sheltered area. But let me go ahead and show y'all what's going on before we get started. Okay, so this is south. And so this is the back porch right here. And just to kind of give you a vision, it's a hot mess. I got a lot of stuff going on in it. Yeah, so a lot of these seedlings and such are going to Kristen. So I think I'm going to pull out all the seedlings and plants to start off with, the ones that are going to Kristen, and just make a pile of those elsewhere. And then we've got a lot of trash that needs to be put away. There's just a lot going on. So let's get started with that. Okay, so literally just getting these off the porch will be a massive help. And go ahead and give some of these a light watering. They're mostly okay. They don't really need a lot of watering. I've actually been keeping up with them. But this week, everything right here is all going to Kristen this week. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 trays. And there's some trays inside that need to go to her. It'll be really nice to just have that off my plate, and not have those here anymore. And then I'll be bringing out all of my pansies and violas that have been inside and allow them to start getting used to the temps out here, which I think would be good. But it's amazing how I just almost have like my own little nursery inside the back porch. All right. And a lot of these have intended locations. So once I get them settled in, I think it's going to be really good. Okay, so much better. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is on here, I'm going to divide into stuff that stays outside, stuff that goes inside, and trash. And then from there, I can gather the piles and bring them to the places they need to be. The pile method works way better for me when I'm trying to organize or clean up. So once again, stuff that stays outside on the back porch, stuff that goes inside or somewhere else, and then trash. Okay, so got a bunch of stuff cleared out. Look, I can actually like sit down. I have these over here, which are my elephant ears that I bought in late winter, early spring, and I did nothing with them. I ended up potting them up and then never potting them into any containers. So I kept them alive most of the year and then recently allowed them to go dormant to see if I could save the bulbs. Not that one. Let's try this one. The ones that did really well were the ones that I got from Walmart. They did really good. So here's one of the bulbs right here. And I'm just going to be basically taking that inside and tossing it in a basket and saving it for next year. But yeah, I just never got around to doing anything with the actual bulbs besides growing them on in containers, which was fun. Some of them have a little bit of mold. Let's see if this one made like a baby one over here. We got a couple of little baby ones right here. Okay, so we will save those, bring them in, and just let them dry out inside, stay inside, and then reconstitute them in the spring, which would be great. Okay, one of my big goals for this next year is things I don't want to do. I don't want to do all of these pots and containers on the porch. I want to keep the ones that are on like these stair steps over here. But this kind of stuff I don't want to do. I felt like it really cluttered up my space, and I need the space for workspace. Because as much as I love to work out in the garden, it is hot, and having a shaded area would be really, really nice. So basically what I'm doing is I'm going to just be moving a bunch of these pots off. My back is going to be killing me by the end of this. We're going to be moving a bunch of these pots off, and there is a drip irrigation system that I'm going to cut off and cap back here, and I'll show you how to do that as well. But let's go ahead and get this stuff going. Okay, next time I tell y'all I need to go buy a new container. I have all this. Let's remember I have all this, but I don't need to buy another container. I also have a whole bunch stored in the shade garden. I really do think I need to go out and edit, get rid of some of the cruddier containers that I've had for longer, put those out on the curb and let some other gardener find them and love on them. But yeah, I have plenty. All right, let me show you some stuff on the back porch. Okay, I have a whole bunch of drip lines right here that went to all those containers. And so that I'm not tempted to do this again next year, I'm going to cap these off. So I'm going to cut them. I'm going to put goof plugs at the end of those. So let's go ahead and do that. I want to leave about 6 inches on the ends of those lines right there, so that if I want to remove the goof plug at a later point in time to do something over here, I haven't made that impossible for myself. And I just put the goof plugs in like that. No big deal. Okay, I also have a couple of containers over here. And if I get these drip lines, shut these off. Okay, next part, I'm going to harvest some lilac bell peppers, and then I'm going to be done with them. I think I'm going to clear out all of these containers on the front here, because I do want to add some like compost to the top of them to start getting them prepared for all the daffodil bulbs that are in there. And I will say these lilac bell peppers were, while small, were very plentiful. Okay, and we're just going to start by pulling out some of these plants. I've got Mexican heather in here. I've got sweet potato vines. And they all did fine. Like I said, I'm over it. Ready to move on. And I am getting excited that I'm going to be having my daffodil bulbs. Hopefully you're going to come back and give me a show in late winter, early spring. Last year I overwintered my peppers That actually worked out really well. I don't plan on doing the same thing this year, but it was fun. I'm going to go ahead and pull out sweet potato vines here as well. Okay, that felt really good to have that cleared up. Got some more over here. Woo! Okay, let's pull out this section as well. I don't think that sweet potato vines are a good idea for this space next year because they flow so much over into the walkway. And while I like that aesthetic, this walkway is small. I don't really have room for that. So I think something a little bit more subdued would be nice. This one actually has muscari. See all that grass-like substance? This one has some daffodils coming up right now. Woo! All right, feels good. These are all cleared out. So the next thing I need to do with these is top these with a couple of handfuls of compost on each of them. I think would be really helpful. I could have just cut the plants and left them, but pulling them up gives me a little bit of space to add in the compost, which I think would be great. These each have a bunch of daffodils in them. I feel like I planted the daffodils way too late last year. They didn't get the cold spell that they needed. Therefore, that we did not really get very many daffodil blooms. But we'll try again this year and see what happens. Okay, I'm using my favorite compost. And basically, I'm just going to put a couple of handfuls of compost on the top of each of these pots, just to work some nutrients back in. I don't plan on planting anything in these for spring, but I would like to put something in them for summer. And I collected all these pots over time. Some I bought from like Home Goods. They always have some beautiful terracotta pots for spring. Some I got on Facebook Marketplace. Some I bought at estate sales. Lots of different places. Okay, feels good. Okay, so dramatic difference, way cleaned up. I think I'm going to leave all my plants out in the space. It's going to force me to deal with them, which is something I need to do. A bunch of that will go to Kristen, and then I need to get a bunch of stuff planted. And it's really kind of where we're at. We're just getting that time where I got to get it planted so it has time to establish before we start getting cold. We will get some frost in November, but we won't get dreadfully cold temps until maybe a little bit in December, but probably not till January and February. So I do still have things that will grow on for a while. But yeah, feeling really good. So I got to get cleaned up and go pick up all the kids, and then we'll come back and let me show you the stuff that we are utilizing to see if I can get rid of armadillos in my garden. Okay. So I ordered this. It's called Solar Mole Repeller Stake. And it deters moles, voles, gophers, and groundhogs, but also said armadillos because armadillos do not like the sound. So basically what it does is it creates like a frequency that it goes into the ground. It said, basically it came in like a set of 8. Looks like this. I got it from Amazon. Basically it's a little stake and it has a button under here and you hold the button to turn it on. It makes that noise. And then after that, it has a solar panel which keeps it going. So hear that noise that it makes? So when you sink it down into the ground, you can't hear the noise as much, but the noise goes throughout the ground. So that's supposed to annoy the armadillos. I didn't want to put out any armadillo poisons, anything like that, because first of all, I don't want dead armadillos, especially if they have a burrow in my house. If they have a burrow in my house, I don't want them to eat the poison and go die. Secondly, I have dogs back here. I don't want them interacting with that poison either. I know I could set up a trap, but I'm not going to do that. We're going to try this first, and hopefully this will be super annoying so that they want to go somewhere else. So let me show you how easy it is to install these. Okay, the problem is getting these down far enough that it doesn't interact with the lawnmower, which is a problem. See if I can step on it. Okay. We'll have to try it. Hopefully they don't all break. And it's my understanding you can put them about 80 feet apart. I think we're going to walk to the side of the house because I think that's an area where I've also seen some mole issues. I'm going to aim right here in the garden, push it all the way down. And once it's all the way down, you really can't hear it very much at all. Okay, and then I have 2 down the side garden. One there. See if y'all can hear it. The sound is really subtle the further into the ground it is. Put another one right there. Got another one there. And I got 2 across the back. And then over here in the garden that has been receiving the most issues, and you can see where they've been digging. Put one in here. You can hear this one a little bit more because it's in the raised bed. And then I also put one right outside the entrance of the shade garden as well. Okay, so today was a good day, busy day. Getting the whole back porch cleared off. It's not perfect. It's not finished. But it's really headed in the right direction. Something was biting me. Headed in the right direction and feeling good about it. Also adding the compost to these pots is extremely helpful, and going around and installing those solar powered repellent machine gadgets for armadillos. So I'll be sure to keep you guys updated on that regarding the armadillos. Hopefully this works. If I do feel like it's working, I might order some more just to make sure I have all my bases covered. I think I got stung by something. Sorry. So focused on that. But yeah, if it ends up working, I'll probably add a few more just in a few different places just to make sure I feel really confident about it. And I'll let you know how they do it the lawnmower as well, because I think that's going to be key as well. All right, you all, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. As always, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Every time you like and comment, it helps grow my channel so much. If you don't feel comfortable dropping a comment, just drop me an emoji below, letting me know you made it to the end and that you say hi. And be sure to check me out on my social media outlets, including Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, she's a mad gardener or decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.